You remember the days when you could down a few pints at the pub, polish off an entire portion of fish and chips at 2 in the morning, and still wake up for work the next day feeling absolutely fine. Well, those days are long gone. Now, just slipping in a slightly dodgy position makes your neck crack like a rusty old mini copper. You go for a short walk and feel like you have just run a marathon. As for your memory, let us just say it is about as reliable as a London internet. Connection on a rainy Tunet. Connection on a rainy Tuesday. Your energy levels are more unpredictable than the British weather. And you probably sit there thinking, well, that is just old age. You are wrong. It is not just your age. It is a silent invasion happening right inside your own kitchen. The real culprits are sugar and carbohydrates. I am not just talking about the obvious stuff. I am talking about the hidden rubbish in foods that disguise themselves as healthy. These are the hooligans quietly robbing your energy, fueling inflammation, and putting your aging process in the fast lane. When you hit Humpty, your body starts struggling with something called insulin resistance. Simply put, your cells stop listening to insulin, meaning all those carbs and sugars do not get turned into energy. Instead, they just sit around in your blood, making you feel completely knackered and turning into belly fat. Blaming getting older is often just an easy excuse to avoid looking at what is on our plates. But here's the brilliant news. You can fight back. There is a secret special forces unit of real, powerful foods that can restore your energy, sharpen your brain, strengthen your muscles, and finally shut up those annoying aches and pains. Today, I am going to show you the 10 best ones. They contain zero added sugar, practically zero carbohydrates, and are packed with exactly what your body is begging for after your 50th birthday. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments below. What was your absolute favorite biscuit to dunk in your evening cuppa? Maybe a hobnob or a digestive that you simply cannot handle eating anymore without feeling awful. I read every single comment. Let us get started. Hold on tight because we are starting with something your gran always knew about, but nowadays it seems as exciting as a pair of woolly socks. Cabbage. Yes, good old cabbage. Let us be honest. You probably associate it with those sad, mushy, boiled school dinners that smelled awful. Forget all of that. Cabbage is actually one of the most incredible superfoods you can eat, especially when you have hit the big 50. This stuff is pumped full of fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, and antioxidants that support absolutely everything from your digestion to your immune system and your bones. Here is the best part that most people miss. It has basically zero carbs and absolutely zero sugar. You get all the nutrients without the massive blood sugar spike and the food coma that a plate of potatoes or sweet corn will give you. The real magic lies in the gut-brain axis. Cabbage is like a personal trainer for your good gut bacteria. It feeds the friendly microbes that help you digest properly, sleep better, and even produce serotonin, which stops your mood from going on a roller coaster all day. If you constantly feel bloated and tired, you do not need an expensive supplement from the chemist. You just need to roast some cabbage until it is crispy with a bit of olive oil and garlic. Now that your gut is sorted, what about the command center in your head? If you feel like your brain is running on backup power, then item number 2 is your new best friend. Hand on heart, have you ever walked into a room and had absolutely no clue what you went in there for? It happens to all of us. But beyond 50, it feels a bit more concerning. Often, it is not your age, but the fuel you are giving your brain. Enter walnuts. These little wrinkly things might look unassuming, but they are like premium fuel for your gray matter. Just a small handful a day can do wonders. Walnuts are an absolute bomb of omega-3 fatty acids. This is plant-based power that physically puts out the fires of inflammation in your blood vessels. Chronic inflammation is the silent saboteur behind your joint pain, brain fog, and lack of energy. Plus, they are brilliant for killing sugar cravings. You know that wicked sweet tooth that sneaks up on you at 8 o'clock in the evening while you are watching Coronation Street. Instead of reaching for the biscuit tin, have a handful of walnuts. The protein and fiber will cut that craving faster than you can say sorry when someone bumps into you on the pavement. So your brain is ticking along nicely again. But what good is a sharp mind in a sluggish body? Think about it for a second. How often recently have you blamed your age for being tired? It is the easiest excuse, but quite often, it is your plate that is the problem. One of the cheapest and simplest ways to recharge your body from the inside out is spinach. Please do not blame the dreary gray weather for feeling completely knackered all the time. You might just be severely lacking in iron. Spinach is not just a side dish. It is a main event for your energy. It is packed with vitamins A, C, and K. Vitamin K is the ultimate bodyguard for your bones, helping to prevent fractures that become all too common as we get older. Furthermore, the iron in spinach acts as the transport system for oxygen in your blood. If you feel lethargic or short of breath, iron is exactly what you need. Add to that magnesium for your blood pressure and folate for your mood, all with nearly zero carbohydrates and zero sugar. It is nature's multivitamin, and it is far cheaper than anything you will find on the high street. Just throw a handful into your scrambled eggs or add it to your traditional Sunday roast. Okay, so you are building up your power, but where do you store all that energy? In strong muscles. For that, you need something that most people buy completely wrong. Let us be clear. Not every yogurt is your friend. Many of those brightly colored pots sitting in the aisles at Tesco or Sainsbury's are just disguised sugar bombs. They often contain more sugar than a chocolate bar. That is the absolute last thing your body needs. However, plain, full-fat Greek yogurt is in a league of its own. It is an absolute powerhouse for anyone over 50. It is loaded with high-quality, slow-digesting protein. Let me spell this out for you. After 50, maintaining muscle mass is your life insurance. It gives you balance, strength, and protects your independence. It also contains probiotics. These are the friendly bacteria that keep your gut in perfect order. As we age, digestion can get a bit dodgy and sluggish, but probiotics get the system moving properly again. Now, here is where people go wrong. Fat is not the enemy. Full-fat Greek yogurt gives your body the healthy fats it desperately needs for your brain, your hormones, and your skin. Stay well away from the low-fat, artificially flavored rubbish. Buy the pure, full-fat version. If you want flavor, add a pinch of cinnamon and some of those walnuts we talked about earlier. Protein is good, but there is a source that strengthens not just your muscles, but also your bones in a way that almost nobody realizes. Most people completely turn their noses up at it. I will be honest, for most of my life, I found sardines a bit difficult. The smell, the tiny tin. But the truth is, sardines are an absolute nutrient bomb for anyone over 50, and most people walk right past them in the supermarket without realizing what they are missing out on. The basics include omega-3 fatty acids, exactly like salmon. This means less inflammation, fewer itching joints, and a much better memory. High-quality protein is essential to fight off sarcopenia, which is the natural loss of muscle mass as we age. That is all well and good, but here comes the real magic. The bones. Yes, you heard me correctly. Those soft, edible bones inside the tin are the actual treasure. They are absolutely packed with natural calcium and vitamin D. These are the exact two nutrients your body desperately needs after 5D to fight off osteoporosis and bone thinning. It is nature's own calcium supplement, only much better and far cheaper than any prescription from the NIAS. Furthermore, sardines contain hardly any mercury, unlike large fish such as tuna. If you are still feeling a bit squeamish about the bones, just mash them up with a bit of mustard or olive oil and a squeeze of lemon juice. Serve them up as sardines on toast, just like the classic post-war British meal. It is a snack that heals your body and costs next to nothing. Fish is brilliant, but sometimes you just want poultry. Once again, 90% of people make the exact same boring mistake. I know what you have been told for years. Chicken breast is lean, healthy, and supposedly the best option. Absolute rubbish. Chicken thighs are the true champions, especially for us. Firstly, they are cheaper, they taste infinitely better, and they are much easier to chew. If you buy them with the skin and bone intact, you get even more nutrients. The dark meat contains significantly more zinc and iron than the white meat. Zinc is absolutely crucial for your immune system and for wound healing, helping you fight off those miserable cold British winters. Many older adults are severely lacking in it. Let us be honest about the flavor. The crispy roasted skin satisfies your appetite in a way that a dry piece of chicken breast never could. The collagen and natural animal fats in the skin help to lubricate your joints and maintain the elasticity of your own skin. You do not need any sugary glazes or breadcrumbs. Just a few spices, some olive oil, and straight into the oven. Stop feeling guilty about eating dark meat. Your body actively needs that fat and flavor. Right. Now we arrive at the food where people have been throwing the most valuable part straight into the bin for years because they believed an old, silly lie. Let us clear up this myth once and for all. Eggs are not the enemy. For decades, we were brainwashed into avoiding eggs, especially the yolk, because of cholesterol. That is complete nonsense, totally disproved by modern science. Large-scale studies, like those from Harvard University, have shown that the cholesterol you eat does not directly raise the bad cholesterol in your blood. Eggs are actually one of the healthiest and most complete foods you can possibly eat. Full stop. Every single egg is a perfect capsule of protein. As we have said, protein is not just a nice bonus after 50. It is essential for your survival. It keeps you on your feet and protects your joints. But there is so much more. Eggs are rich in choline, a nutrient that most people do not get nearly enough of. Choline is direct food for your brain, supporting your memory and your focus. Now, let us talk about the yolk, the part so many people toss away. That is where the real treasure is hidden. The yolk contains vitamin D, which helps your bones absorb calcium. It provides vitamin A for your failing eyesight and B vitamins for your energy. All of this comes with zero carbohydrates and zero sugar. Every egg you eat is a power-up for your body. You can still enjoy a classic full English breakfast. Just eat your eggs fried or poached, but ditch the massive slices of white toast and the sugary tinned baked beans. Please, eat the whole egg. Nature knew exactly what it was doing. That brings us to the liquid gold on our list. They do not call it liquid gold for nothing. Olive oil is a foundation in the regions of the world where people live the longest and healthiest lives. That is no accident. Olive oil is one of the most powerful ingredients in your kitchen. It is overflowing with monounsaturated fats that protect your heart and maintain healthy cholesterol levels. But it goes much further than that. It contains antioxidants that actively fight inflammation in your doddering joints, your stiff muscles, and even your brain. There is a scientific concept called bioavailability. This means that healthy fats, like those in olive oil, actually help your body absorb far more nutrients from your vegetables. Eating a dry salad is nowhere near as beneficial as eating one drenched in good quality oil. When you drizzle olive oil over your greens, you are essentially unlocking the vitamins trapped inside them. Naturally, it has zero sugar and zero carbohydrates. You should aim for 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. Do not waste your money on useless dietary supplements from Boots. Instead, invest in a proper bottle. Make sure the label says extra virgin and cold pressed, ideally packaged in a dark glass bottle to protect it from the light. Speaking of healthy fats, there is another creamy superfruit that was demonized for decades. Let us talk about fat. Yes, that terrifying word. For decades we were told that eating fat makes you fat. What absolute nonsense. Not all fats are created equal, and the fats in an avocado are not just good for you, they are absolutely vital. Avocados are technically a fruit, but they are not sweet. They have practically zero sugar and hardly any carbohydrates. Instead, they are packed with the exact same heart-healthy fats as olive oil. Forget the silly idea that smashed avocado is just a fancy overpriced meal for trendy millennials in London cafes. It is actually a lifesaver for your blood pressure as you get older. They bring even more to the table. Avocados contain significantly more potassium than bananas, which is brilliant because bananas are absolutely loaded with sugar. Potassium helps to regulate your blood pressure and keep your heart ticking along nicely. Add to that a massive amount of fiber for good digestion, and they are incredibly easy to eat. Just slice one open, add a pinch of salt, and you are done. Now we arrive at the grand finale. The absolute king of fish, which combines the benefits of nearly every food on this list into one single delicious package. If I could only choose one single food for people over 50, it would be this. Wild salmon. I am not talking about that pale, mushy, farmed salmon crammed into cages. I am talking about genuine, deep red salmon from cold, clean waters, like wild Alaskan salmon. Wild salmon is the ultimate source of omega-3 fatty acids. After 50, these fats become critical for your memory, your aching joints, your mood, and your heart. Omega-3 fats act like a fire extinguisher for chronic inflammation in your brain and throughout your body. You know that horrible stiffness in the morning, or that loud cracking in your knee. Salmon is one of the strongest natural anti-inflammatory foods in existence. It is also a perfectly clean source of complete protein. No sugar, no carbohydrates, just pure, clean fuel. Pan-fry it in a bit of butter with a squeeze of lemon, roast it in the oven with garlic, or flake it over a salad. Heading to the local fishmonger or popping into Waitrose for a proper piece of wild salmon is an investment in your brain that pays out much better than any pension fund. Yo, you know what I have learned since passing the 50 mark? It is no longer just about the numbers on the bathroom scales or the readings at the doctor's surgery. It is about how you actually feel when you step out of bed in the morning, how strong your legs are, and how clear your head is. The 10 foods we have spoken about today: cabbage, walnuts, spinach, Greek yogurt, sardines, chicken thighs, eggs, olive oil, avocados, and wild salmon are not just healthy. They are exactly what your body demands at this stage of your life. They nourish you and they heal you. If you only take one single thing away from this video, let it be this: it is never too late to feel comfortable in your own skin again. You do not need some crazy, restrictive diet. You just need to make small, sensible choices and serve yourself with respect. Now it is your turn. Do not just sit there, take a sip of your tea, and nod along. Which of these foods are you going to try tomorrow? Please write it down below in the comments. I read every single one, and I absolutely love hearing your stories. If you found this video brilliant and sensible, and not just a complete waste of time, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. In the next video, I will reveal a simple insulin trick that helps people over 50 lose belly fat twice as fast without starving themselves. Until then, cheers and take care.